up, guys? My name is Chandler Collins, and welcome to my YouTube channel, my first official video. Wow, I'm really excited. Today we have the amazingly talented Ben Hope and Eric Anthony here today, who are the writers, directors, and the talent in the show Dream, the story of the Everly Brothers. How are you guys feeling?
Great.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, it's your opening night, right?
It is.
It is.
That's exciting.
Tonight is the night.
I know. So I did get to see the preview of the show, and I just gotta I can't say enough how amazing the show was. I loved it.
Thank you
Really,
so
I
much.
did. It's new for the story of the Everly Brothers. Really, the Everly Brothers entirely. I had never heard of them before.
Sure.
But, yeah. It was
It's a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, the songs I like. Once you started singing them, I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that.
Yeah.
It's just
They're a piece of the fabric of all of our kind of like musical lives.
Yeah.
You know? They're in there.
When you live on Earth, you will you'll come across an Everly Brothers song.
Yeah,
Sooner or later.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you guys to do this story specifically of the Everly Brothers?
Well, we love the music, and we met a good while ago, and we just discovered that when we would sing in shows together, that we liked the way it sounded when we'd sing together.
Mm.
And so we thought, well, let's see. What music will have two guys singing close harmonies, and
Right.
you only get, some choices, and the Everlys were the ones. Because, I grew up listening to the Beatles, and the Beatles were, a direct descendant in a way of the Everlys. They were inspired by Don and Phil.
We actually the first iteration of the show, like when we first started talking about it, we were going to do the Brothers,
Yeah.
which was all the brothers, like the Doobie Brothers and the Louvin Brothers, and we were just going to go, the family route and sing songs that were kind of like contained inside musical families. But then when we dove into the Everly catalog, it really it just seemed so apparent that their catalog and their lives and their story just deserved to be kind of lifted up and re-examined.
It's cool that they inspired so many like great world-renowned artists while still being world-renowned artists themselves.
Right, yeah.
So I remember in the show you talked about Arnold Schultz.
Yeah, yes.
His guitar expertise kind of led to their dad's guitar expertise, which led to the brothers' expertise.
Right.
Did you guys kind of study anything from Arnold Schultz before?
It's actually it's the kind of the tragedy of the rock and roll story, because it happens across the entire country, and it happened across multiple artists. Of course, in the early days of jazz and of pop music and of rock and roll, there were wonderful communities of black artists that could make incredible strides in new music, and they were creating all kinds of things. And without the record companies and the producers and the people that had the money to market those things, without the influence from those people, those artists really got lost to time in a lot of ways. Rufus T. Top Payne is the guy that taught Hank Williams to play. And of course, nobody really, lots of music historians remember T. Top Payne, but not a lot of people, like colloquially remember T. Top Payne. But we know Hank Williams. And that story is repeated across music history a lot, because in the early days of recorded music, there was not a will on behalf of people that were selling music to try to sell music to the black community, which is such a tragedy. And so I think we both felt like it was a really important. You can't tell the lineage story really of any genre of American music without touching on that very specific thing. And we're specific about Arnold Schultz, but really it's a much more broad American I would say crime that was committed. I really do think that that music in a lot of ways was stolen and ripped away from an already like a group of people who were already had a history of things being stolen and ripped away from them. So I think you can't talk about music history without diving into those issues in America. Yeah, for sure.
And having the opportunity to talk a little bit about Arnold Schultz is really like one of the coolest parts of the show, because you won't hear about him.
Right.
Because we don't see it often when telling the stories of all of these great artists, but they indeed were there and a very big part of the birth of that, which it's just cool.
There are great stories about Jimmy Rogers, who Jimmy Rogers was kind of the first, they called him the singing brakeman, and he was the first country music star, really. And he was a blues singer, and he yodeled a lot, and his legacy is remarkable, and all of the music that came after Jimmy Rogers was very much inspired by Jimmy Rogers. And I would guarantee if we could have an Everly brother here right now and we asked them who one of their favorite country singers was, I bet both of them would say Jimmy Rogers. But Jimmy Rogers has a similar story where he was working in the train yards, and he was surrounded by black entertainers, people that were also working there in the train yards. And so he learned to play guitar and sing from all these other like performers that he was around. And in his career later, there's this amazing recording of Jimmy Rogers, where he's in New Orleans and he's playing jazz with an all black jazz band in the studio as a white singer, and like those, I think those cross sections are a really important genesis of American music, and I think it's really important that we all remember that music brought these communities together at a time when a lot of those people had a hard time interacting inside those communities. And so music transcended a lot of the negative aspects of early American society, I think.
That's it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that amazing conversation. Tune in next week as we continue to talk more about the show and how Ben and Eric became the artists that they are today. Dream, the music of the Everly Brothers, is going on now at Stages Theater in Houston until September 25th. So make sure you get your tickets with the link in the description so you can see the show that you do not want to miss. This interview is a part of a 3-part series, so make sure you turn on those notifications and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any part of it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, week, wherever you are, and I hope to see you again. Bye, guys.
And then the piano exploded and Garth